Hello everyone, Jai Swaminarayan, Contributor Assigned Development Program 316002 is the subject code in 6th SEM. So let's go discuss. Swami Vivekanand, the Contributor Assigned Development Program. Unit number 3, Engaging Deeply. The third aspect of contributors' mindset is the contributors' approach to work. Contributors are instantly distinguished by the way they approach work. They get involved, they are enthusiastic, they go deep into the subject. In short, contributors love what they do. This is in direct contrast to non-contributors who want to do only what they love. An approach that seems reasonable until you realize that life and workplaces have so much variety that you may very often be called upon to do tasks that seem unpleasant or boring until you get involved. If you are not involved, the task is always boring. Look at here, explanation number 1. Non-contributors give up easily when they have to go deeper into the subject. It is so easy to memorize or follow the procedure given to me. To think deeply about the subject, it means struggling a little. It is easier to give up. Contributors take an idea and work deeply with what that idea to make it a reality in their lives. The deeper I go into the subject, the clearer I become. I am able to find new answers, discover new ways of doing things, and transform myself in the process. Exploration number 2. Non-contributors often focus on completing the task anyway. Even if the quality of work is poor, they have a chalta hai attitude. Let me somehow finish my work and go home. Chalta hai if there are errors or the output is of poor quality or if it collapses later on or customer is unhappy. Contributors seek to create high quality products. They care about what they have produced. My product shows my own personality. I care about the quality and usefulness of my product. I want to do a great job. Only then do I respect my own work. Look at the thing and difference between the contributor and non-contributor. Engaging deeply, it means giving up the chalta hai attitude and caring deeply about your work. What have been the consequences of a wider spread chalta hai attitude in our country? You have to discuss this answer in your own way. Non-contributors do not commit themselves to the success of a project. Committing to the project means giving up some of my comforts. So why should I give up my pleasures to go deep and show interest in the details of the project? That you have to think on it. You have to think on both way, contributors' way of think and non-contributors' way of thinking. Contributors commit themselves to the success of a project. Unless I go deep and get into the details, I know the project will not get completed successfully. If I am involved, I must commit myself deeply to the success of the project. Reflection. What are the benefits of personal commitment to your personality, to your career? Discuss the answer. Hamilton Naki, 78, self-taught surgeon, dies. Hamilton Naki, a laborer from South Africa who became a self-taught surgeon of great skill, died on May 29, 2005 at his home in Langa near Cape Town. Mr. Naki, who left school at 14 and had no formal medical training, spent 5 decades working at the University of Cape Town. Originally hired as a gardener in 1940, he acquired his surgical skills through the years of silent observation and secret practice at the University's medical school. In 1954, Robert Foods of the University's surgical faculty asked Naki to assist him with laboratory animals. Naki's responsibilities progressed from cleaning cages to performing anesthesia. Several years after Goetz left, Naki started working for Christian Barnard in the laboratory as an assistant. Barnard had studied open heart surgery techniques in the United States and was bringing those techniques to South Africa. Naki first performed anesthesia on animals for Barnard but was then appointed principal surgical assist of the laboratory because of his remarkable skill and dexterity, although South Africa's apartheid laws did not allow blacks from performing surgery on whites. So Mr. Naki's skills were so esteemed that the university quietly looked to the other way. He worked alongside Dr. Barnard for decades as a lab technician, perfecting his craft and assisting in many operations on people. Barnard was quoted as saying, "If Hamilton had no opportunity to study, he would probably have become a brilliant surgeon," and that Naki was one of the great researchers of all time in the field of heart transplants. Look at here. In 1960, Barnard's academic surgical research team moved out of surgical laboratory and Naki helped develop the heterotopic or piggyback heart transplantation technique. In 1970s, Naki left Barnard's team and returned to the surgical laboratory, this time working on liver transplantation. Mr. Naki also taught surgical techniques to the generations of medical students. He retired in 1991. In 2002, Mr. Naki was awarded of the Order of Mapungubwe, one of South Africa's highest honors, for outstanding contribution to medical science. In 2003, the university awarded Mr. Naki an honorary Master of Science degree in medicine. Question number 1. Because of Mr. Naki's strong commitment to developing himself as a surgery practitioner, he was willing to hold on to this purpose despite the adverse conditions during apartheid in South Africa. What can we learn from his story about the power of deep commitment to a life of purpose? That you have to think on it and give the answer in assignments. Question number 2. Write of a person whose strong commitment to his or her work gave him the strength to overcome hurdles on the way. In your work, when you are committed to a deeper purpose being served through the work, what are some of the personal choices you would want to make? Explore these choices in the following sample situations. Brooklyn Bridge, a creation of vision and commitment. In 1883, an engineer named John Roebling was inspired by an idea to build a spectacular bridge connecting New York with Long Island. Bridge building experts throughout the world thought that this was an impossible feat and told Roebling to forget it as it had never been done before. Roebling knew that it could be done. He shared the dream with his son, Washington, an upcoming engineer. Working together, the father and son developed a concept of how the dream could be accomplished. With great inspiration and excitement about the wide challenge before them, they hired their crew to build the dream bridge. Few months into the project, there was an on-site accident. John Roebling died in it. Washington was injured and was left with brain damage. I could not talk or move. Everyone thought the project would be scrapped since Roeblings were the only ones who knew how the bridge could be built. Despite this handicap, Washington still had a burning desire to complete the bridge. He tried to inspire and pass on his enthusiasm to some of his friends, but they were too afraid to take up the task. So look at the situations. As he lay on his bed in his hospital room with the sunlight streaming through, an idea hit him. All he could do was move one finger, and he decided to make the best use of it. By moving this finger, he slowly developed a cord of communication. By tapping his finger with his wife, through which he accomplished communicated to his engineers. He also encouraged his wife to study higher mathematics, science of different materials, etc. It seemed foolish, but the project was underway again. For 13 years, Washington carried out his instructions using his finger until the bridge was finally completed. Today, the spectacular Brooklyn Bridge stands in all its glory. Question number 1. Here you have to give these answers and think like that. The vision of Brooklyn Bridge kept Washington Roebling commitment to his task despite personal tragedies. What motivated him to keep struggling to finish the bridge and not give up? What were the benefits of this? That you have to think on it. Question number 2. Assume you are working in an organization, a product which was launched after months of your shared work does not do well in the market. What choices will you make to turn this failure into an opportunity for success? That you have to think like contributor and non-contributor, and you have to take the example of Ali that we have discussed this answer. Here I am going to share you the project goal. You have to think, engage deeply, and in your to study how people यानी कि contributors engage deeply in their work and how they demonstrated engaging deeply practices. So you have to go through at your own way. Step 1, step 2, step 3, primary, secondary, like that, and step 4 and step 5. So you have to think it, and I have also shared you the assignments that you have to share me in Google Classroom. I have shared you the last date. Thank you very much, dear all. Thank you very much, dear all.